The Sean Payton era in Denver has arrived, and he's bringing a new world order.
I think it's realistic for our fan base to expect a completely different type of culture, and I think it's realistic for them to expect us to win.
Hey Broncos Country, I'm Lori Lattimore-Volkman, and this is the Visor Roundup in honor of our new head coach, Sean Payton. Payton, the former longtime Saints head coach, was announced as the Broncos' 20th head coach on Monday afternoon after signing a 5-year deal worth about $20 million a year. That's a lot of money, but if he can turn around a franchise that had the NFL's lowest scoring offense last season, it will be well worth the cash. As head coach of the Saints from 2005 to 2021, Sean Payton led the New Orleans Saints to a Super Bowl victory over the Peyton Manning-led Indianapolis Colts in 2010. His career record is 161 wins, 97 losses, and his playoff record is 9-8. Getting the Broncos back into playoff contention is going to be Payton's primary team goal.
I think the number one job for us as coaches is in evaluating our players, what are the things that they do really well, and then let's try to put them in those positions.
And what fans will appreciate most is a coach who can get this team in line and get its $250 million quarterback to play at the elite level he should be playing, which starts with putting him in a good position to win. Thankfully, that's pretty much what Payton called job number one. And he has the track record to do that.
But none of us want to be at a karaoke bar with a song we don't know the words to. So how do we get them comfortable and highlight their strengths? And that's the process that's going to begin right now is I'm learning about every one of these players, not just Russell.
Following the official press conference on Monday, several reporters asked Payton about players having their own coaches and staffs. A dig at Russell Wilson and his Team 3 entourage. Payton didn't take the bait, but he definitely laid down the law.
Russell Wilson had a personal coach, Jake Heaps, in the building with access who wasn't on the staff.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that.
How do you feel about players having their own people off the staff in the building, access to the players?
Yeah, that's foreign to me. That's not going to take place here. I mean, I'm unfamiliar with it. But our staff will be here, our players will be here, and that'll be it. Yeah, look, I think with any team or any organization, you have law and order, as Bill would say, and there's a certain unselfishness to being part of a team.
All week in Denver and then on Radio Row at the Super Bowl, Payton has been repeating his mantra that the problems at QB were really a byproduct of multiple problems, including bad O-line play and virtually no running game.
Oftentimes that position is a huge byproduct of all the other positions. And so, looking closely at our offensive line, looking closely at our perimeter players, we went through some injuries. When all of those little things take place, the elevation as to what you expect from the quarterback changes. And so how do we bring them off the high dive and bring them down to the 3-foot diving board with a running game, play action? I think we got to improve in some areas. I think we got to improve in the offensive line. That's clear when you watch.
Payton repeated that again on the Jim Rome Show Friday and said his new quarterback is completely on board with his process.
Ask this question a million different ways, so let me try and come at it this way. When you watched Russell Wilson play this year, what did you see?
Look, when a team goes 5-12, there's dirt on everyone's hands. Now the focus goes to the quarterback and it goes to the head coach. But I saw a team that didn't run the ball well enough. Defensively, they played pretty well. And I think the things that you got to focus on are his strengths. And I didn't see an offense that fit what he was trying to do. I saw an injured team on offense, in fairness to the process. But I know I have a guy that's going to work his tail off. I know that about him.
In fact, Payton even compared last year to a kid acting out at a grocery store. When you see that, do you blame the kid? Nope, you blame the parent. I just wonder who might be the parent in this scenario. Regardless, he is not wrong.
But to answer your question, though, study closely the things that help quarterback play, and that's good defense, good running game. They had that in Seattle. He's a guy that throws the deep ball extremely well. They got nicked up at receiver a little, but finding those things that he excels at, and then putting him in those positions. All the other stuff that we hear about, his coach being in the, all of that's going to change, but that's going to not change just for him. It's going to be uncomfortable.
Dude, does he know that yet? Does he know that
absolutely.
The personal coach is no longer there?
He said to me last night, he goes, I want you to coach me hard. Like, I think players want that structure.
Right.
The press conference was businesslike, if we're being honest, a little boring and kind of rambly. But following last year's Hug Fest to introduce Nathaniel Hackett, who was understandably very excited to be a first-time head coach, this press conference felt like exactly what this team needs. A coach who has been there, done that, and is ready to get down to business. Payton is known for his attention to details, and not just the football ones, all of them. From the practice schedule, to the weight schedule, to the coaching schedule, to the film schedule, to the game day prep, to the fan experience. He wants a hand in all of it. And he noted he doesn't think he's a tyrant, but he admitted that things will be his way.
If we're maniacal with the details on the field, then we have to be that way in every other element. The training room, the weight room, how we approach ticket sales, everything matters. Like, you can't just say, oh, it's only this that's important, right? Everything matters.
Payton is costing the Broncos a pretty hefty paycheck, plus a first-round pick this year and a second-round pick next year. But it feels like it's going to be worth it when he turns this team around. Welcome, Coach. You've got a lot of work to do.
And ultimately, it's how we do in the fall. So we kind of go from there, and then we kind of earn it with our fans. And we've got fantastic fans that will appreciate that.
This weekend is the Super Bowl with the Eagles versus the Chiefs. Blah, 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 blah. 7 years ago this weekend, I was in San Francisco watching Peyton Manning, Von Miller, and the rest of the Broncos literally put the Panthers on their ass and win Super Bowl 50 in fantastic fashion. So as a diehard Broncos fan, not only will I root against the Chiefs this weekend, I will actively be rooting for the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. 2 reasons. 1, my 7th grade basketball team, which was awesome, were the Eagles. So I have official gear. But also because I'm a Bama grad and I love Jalen Hurts. I love what Nick Saban said about him this past week. Hurts came to him and asked, what could he do to become a better football player, to become a better quarterback, and to ultimately become a starter? And Saban told him he was a good player, but he needed to learn how to read a defense, study film, and learn how to break it down, especially if he wanted to play at the next level. And he said Jalen Hurts did exactly that. He didn't complain, he didn't pout, he just got to work. I love that, and I can't wait to watch him this weekend in the Super Bowl. Go Eagles. Boo Chiefs. But during Super Bowl weekend, we also learned who the Hall of Fame class for that year is going to be. And this year, the Broncos do have something to celebrate because DeMarcus Ware, who should have been in last year as a first ballot Hall of Famer, was announced as one of the 5 members of the class of 2023. Congratulations, DeMarcus. So well deserved. So that's it for this week's roundup. Enjoy this highlight reel from DenverBroncos.com. Woohoo! Go Eagles.
Every time we come out here, we prove who we are and what we do. You know we got to hit tonight. You know we got to grind tonight. Let's get out here and get it.
DeMarcus Ware's got him, and down he goes.
Good. Welcome. Yeah, good. Yes, sir.
Good to see you, man. I'm really excited about it. And you guys know I'm shaking right now. So now I got the opportunity, sort of a rebirth of saying now I'm part of this Broncos organization. And let's go out and play.
Hey, let's make some noise out here, fellas.
Is going to get sacked. DeMarcus Ware.
A fake spin here. And you see Joe Staley thinking he was going to spit.
Defense wins championships. We got our offense. Now let's go and get our defense right, because we know we're a contender.
Newton will be hit from behind, and down he goes. And there's DeMarcus Ware with a big sack.
It feels really good. I don't think the feeling hit me yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I hoist that trophy up, I think that was that point where I'm like, I made it, and being a champion feels good.